there, yoga people, and welcome to Firefly and the Willow Yoga. I'm Rebecca. There are two things that I really enjoy. One is a really good yoga class, and the other is strength training, but I don't always have the time to do both. So a couple of years ago, I developed a few series that I refer to as Yoga Strong. These series are designed to target certain muscle groups and can actually even be done with a light weight, although I won't be using one for today's class. I won't have any props today, but gather up any that you think you might need. Gather up your strength, and I'll see you on the mat. We're going to jump right in today with a few sun salutations. As we go through today's sequence, remember to take breaks for yourself or make modifications if there's anything that doesn't work for your body or if you become tired. It's always fine to simply come to a child's pose or even just sit in meditation at any time. And with that said, let's come to the top of the mat. Bring the hands to heart center. Taking just a moment here to tune in with our foundation, spreading the toes nice and wide, grounding through all four corners of the feet, building that sense of engagement from the ground up, hugging all the muscles into the bones, maybe allowing the hands to come down from the center of the chest, shoulder blades to come towards each other, chin to tuck slightly, coming into Tadasana. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine, bringing that little micro bend into the knees, and then beginning to move from this place of engagement. Inhaling, arms come up overhead. Exhale, coming down, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, releasing into the fold. Planting both hands, stepping back to plank or to half plank. If you are in full plank, rolling onto the toes here, bringing the elbows into the sides, lowering down slowly, hovering for a moment at the bottom, releasing all the way to the floor. Tops of the feet come to the floor. We'll use those back muscles, inhaling up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Pressing back up through plank or half plank, exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a few minutes here just to warm up the body, pedaling out through the feet, rotating the tailbone up towards the ceiling, really pressing away actively from the mat. Bringing the heels to stillness, bending the knees here. We'll take the gaze forward and walk up to the top of the mat. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, release. And inhale all the way up to stand with a flat back. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, releasing into the fold, stepping back, both feet coming to plank or half plank. Inhaling forward onto the toes. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Hold here for a moment or go straight to down dog. And then release all the way to the floor, holding your down dog if you chose that variation, or pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, release, rolling the toes under, pressing up through plank or half plank, and exhaling into downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. Good, bending the knees, shifting the gaze forward, walking to the top of the mat. Inhaling all the way up, hands up overhead. Exhaling, coming straight back down, hands through heart center, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale to fold. Lifting the hands, stepping back.
Inhale to come forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Scooping up now on the inhale into upward facing dog. We're staying with that baby cobra. And then rolling the toes under, coming back, downward facing dog. Bending the knees, shifting the gaze forward, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up to stand. Hands come to meet overhead. You can take the gaze to follow the hands only if you like. And then exhale, coming all the way back down. Forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, coming back into the forward fold and stepping back into plank. Inhale forward. Exhale, bringing those elbows into the sides, holding here just one moment, and scooping up, upward facing dog. Remembering thighs and knees are up from the floor here. Rolling over the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Shifting the gaze forward, hop or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, surrender and bow. And inhale all the way up to stand. Hands come to heart center, taking just a moment of pause here to readjust. A couple of deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then allowing the fingertips to come down to sweep back up. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, release, planting both hands. And here you can step or float back to plank or chaturanga. If you do choose to float, remember not to jump back to a plank with straight arms. So coming down to chaturanga now, lowering all the way down to the belly. And here you can stay on your knees or on your toes. On an inhale, we're going to press back up to plank. And then on the exhale, come down through chaturanga, coming through these chaturanga push-ups. Inhale, pressing away from the mat. Rolling the toes under, keeping the knees on the floor, or you can keep the toes or knees on the floor the whole time. Inhaling, press away from the mat, keeping those elbows close into the side body and making sure the spine stays nice and straight. Couple more here, sticking with it. Hover at the bottom, release. Pressing up to knees or toes. One more if you can. And then lowering the hips back. Coming back to child's pose. Couple of deep breaths. And then inhaling to come up, rolling the toes under in the back, stepping back, downward facing dog. We'll allow that left heel to float up. And as we exhale, bringing that left hand in between the hands, we're going to walk the fingertips around to the front, bringing all 10 toes forward, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, releasing into the fold. Bending both knees slightly, we'll take one hand over each bent knee, inhaling up to stand with a flat back. You can bring that stance in a little bit if you like. We're going to turn the toes out toward the corners of the mat, inhaling the arms up overhead and exhaling as we come into goddess pose. Now here you can close the hands if you like, we're really going to bring the awareness into the shoulder muscles here. So as we inhale to come up, really press away with those shoulders, pressing the hands up overhead. Exhale, back to goddess. Inhale, press those shoulders away. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, pressing the shoulders away. And you can see how if you had a little set of light weights here, this would be like a shoulder press with a squat. Continuing to move with the breath, keeping that awareness in the shoulder muscles. Remembering it's not necessary to grip with the hands or even to have the hands closed here. It can be open. Your choice. And now we'll exhale back to goddess, lifting one heel and allowing it to drop. Lifting the other heel, pulling that belly button into the spine, allowing that heel to drop. And then maybe lifting both heels, holding here. 3, 2, 1. And inhale, arms come back up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. We'll heel toe those feet into the center of the mat, and then head back up to the top of the mat. Coming back up to the top of the mat now. We'll inhale, arms come up overhead, coming through a vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, releasing down, planting the palms, feet step back. Inhaling forward, exhale, chaturanga. Scooping up, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, shift the gaze forward, up or walk to the top of the mat, inhaling up halfway. Exhale, releasing into the fold. And then from here, we'll inhale up into chair pose. So sitting the hips down and back, pulling the belly button into the spine. Inhaling here. Going to exhale as we release the hands downward, pressing back and away through the through the tricep. And then turning the palms forward, staying low in chair. Consciously contract the bicep. And then exhale into the tricep. Inhale, bicep. Exhale, tricep. Shoulder blades moving towards each other. Inhale, bicep. Exhale, tricep. Sitting low. If you like to try a slightly different variation, you can really seal those legs together as we inhale, bicep. Exhale, tricep. Inhale, bicep. Exhale, tricep. What makes this yoga is our focus on the breath and our awareness of the body. Staying low, staying with it. This time, sweeping the arms back up overhead or out front. Nice, big, deep breath. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, tipping over, coming back into forward fold. If you sealed those feet together, maybe making a little space here, allowing for that hip width distance of the feet. And then planting both hands, we'll step the feet back and come back through our vinyasa. Hover here at the bottom of your chaturanga if you can, and then scoop up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then again, we're going to allow that left heel to rise up here. Exhaling, pulling that left knee into the chest, and then stepping through on the left side. We'll allow that right foot to pivot, and then windmill the arms up, coming into warrior one. Couple of deep breaths here, bringing that left knee over the left ankle, pressing out through the outer edge of the right foot. And then from here, we'll drop that back hand, scooping the hand forward in the front, coming into reverse warrior, deepening into that front knee. Sticking with the breath. Inhaling here, and then exhaling as we come into side angle. Reaching those fingers nice and tall. And allow be a little lightness in the elbow here. Turning that hand to face palm upward. We're going to come through a bit of a rotation here. So make sure that that left knee is stacked right over the left ankle. In this case, perhaps it's your right knee and right ankle. I'm going to inhale here, reaching the fingertips way up high. And then exhale, allowing the hand to drop and the gaze to come to the toe. Inhaling, we'll open, moving the shoulder blade back towards the spine, but not so far that the arm comes way back, just extending that arm straight up overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, coming through this flow. Inhale. And exhale. Really consciously contracting the back of the shoulder muscle. Keeping that sense of lightness in the elbow. One more here. And then once you come back up to the top, inhale back up, warrior two. Exhale, drop the hands, turn the feet forward. Maybe find a little wiggle in the legs there. Shoulders come onto the back. Exhale, forward fold. And then bending the knees, inhaling back up to stand with a flat back. We'll turn out through the opposite toe now. In this case, the left toes probably. Bringing the right toes to an angle. Exhale, warrior two. Bringing that knee over the ankle, dropping the back hand, scooping that front arm up, coming into reverse warrior. And then on an exhale, we'll rotate around, bringing the elbow to the top of the thigh, extending out long through those fingers, bringing the knee over the ankle, turning that hand palm up, and then inhaling, reaching those fingers up nice and tall. Exhale, closing, turning the gaze. Inhale to open, remembering not to go past the plane of the shoulder. No need to go all the way back. Release, exhale. Inhale, contracting the back of the shoulder. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, challenging those obliques, keeping that lightness in the elbow. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Inhale to come open. Keeping it up right now. And then inhale back to warrior two. And exhale, turning all 10 toes forward, finding that forward fold. Releasing the fingertips to the floor. We'll bend the knees slightly, and you can bring the hands above the bent knees or back to the waist or the hip crease. Inhaling up to stand with a flat back. Heel toe, those feet back to center. Finding that nice hip width distance between the feet, usually about a fist distance. And we'll come here into a standing figure four or standing pigeon pose. So bringing the weight into the right foot, keeping both feet on the floor to begin with. We'll sink the hips back. And then bring that left foot over the knee here. Back into the pigeon pose. Now, if you like, you can begin to open the arms, moving the shoulder blades towards each other, taking your pigeon for a flight. Inhaling to expand. Exhaling to close. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close, drawing in that belly button, drawing in the pelvic floor. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close. Couple more here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close. One more, sinking low. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close. And slowly release. Shaking out through the legs if you need to. And then grounding down into the left foot this time. Sinking the hips back. Bringing that right foot over the left. And keeping it here or choosing to take your pigeon for a flight. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. If you're wobbly here, find your focal point. Draw in that pelvic floor. Draw in that belly button. Inhale. See it sinking a little lower. Gives you more stability. Inhale. Or use a wall or a piece of furniture. Inhale. Exhale. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. And come back to stand. Nice big deep breath here. And exhale it out. We'll come back to the top of the mat. One vinyasa to bring us down to the floor. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale to bow, stepping both feet back, coming to your knees or toes. Inhale forward, holding those elbows into the side. Make this last one count. Really holding here. Hover. 3, 2, 1. And then scoop up. Upward facing dog. Or cobra. Or baby cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And then dropping the knees here. We'll shift the feet out to one side and come back to a seat on the mat. We're going to find our way into a Navasana or boat pose variation now. So bring yourself to the center of your mat. Soles of the feet on the floor, knees are bent. We'll take the hands behind the bent knees, rolling the shoulders onto the back, really broadening through the collarbones here. And then begin to lean back here, lifting first one leg and then the other. And if you're able to, you can release this, holding it here. If you're not able to release, continue to hold on there through the back of the legs, keeping that nice broad chest. And then if you'd like to add another element, you can inhale here. And as you're exhaling, gently lower one heel to tap the floor. Inhale. Exhale, drop the other heel. Inhale, remember to come out anytime you need to. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, welcome that little shake and tremble. Give it a little smile. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then take the hands behind the bent knees. If they're not already there, drop the soles of the feet to the floor. And just allow yourself to wrap your arms around your legs. Lowering yourself into the cave of your own body. Coming back to the breath. And then setting up for this once more. Hands coming behind the knees here. And if you're having any thoughts of doubt or resistance, just reassure yourself you've got this. You've got this. Bringing the heels up from the floor, shoulders coming onto the back. Releasing if you're able to. Exhale, drop the heel. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stick with it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. And the other side. Exhale. Inhale. And release. Wrapping the arms around the knees. And then bringing yourself down to the back, all the way to the back. Bringing the knees into the chest here, maybe rolling from side to side. We'll open the arms out to the sides, or if you have limited space like me, you might come to goddess arms and just allow those legs to fall over to one side, taking the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Give yourself a little credit for showing up for this practice today, for having the courage to show up, for getting a little stronger. Inhale, knees come to the chest. And exhale, knees fall to the side, taking the gaze over the other shoulder. And if you were able to do all of the things in the video today, give yourself some credit for that. And if you weren't able to do them all, that's okay. You can always come back to this practice. It is a practice. We don't call it yoga perfect or yoga accomplished, just yoga practice. Inhale, knees come back to the chest, finding any last movement here that suits you, coming into happy baby if you like, or perhaps reclined cobbler's pose, or just hugging the knees into the chest, whatever suits you. And then bring the soles of the feet to touch. And exhale as we stretch out long into Shavasana. Thank you for showing up for me today, for showing up for yourself. You have a little extra time. I invite you to spend it here today in Shavasana, just relaxing, and absorbing the benefits of your practice mentally, physically, emotionally. And just let everything relax. If you have the time to stay in Shavasana, please take a little bit more time here. If you need to end your practice today, we'll slowly begin to bring the soles of the feet to the floor, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling to one side. And then pressing up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. And we'll end today's practice with the 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling to the top. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way down into the belly. Pause for a moment. Exhale, release. One last time. Now inhale and exhale. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. May you leave feeling just a little stronger than you did when you came in, and may your yoga follow you off the mat.